good?
Here you go. And where's Calvin? Let me get you a chair.
All right.
Y'all got so many cameras around, make me feel like I'm fighting.
About to do something.
Floyd, why are you so confident in Gervonta and you put him in there with just about any type of style and threat? You know, you're very confident that he's going to come out on top.
It's really about him believing in himself. My job is to make the fights happen. His job is to go in there and win. And that's what we've done thus far.
Moving forward, what do you think is the biggest opportunity for Tank? Now, obviously not overlooking past Isaac Cruz, because we just saw what happened this past Saturday, but what do you think is the biggest opportunity for Tank?
Well, we got different goals. The ultimate goal in the beginning was, you know, to become world champion. And we constantly want to, you know, beat different top guys, but we can't call any particular names out. We just want to, you know, fight the best, and he's never gonna get his credit that he's really due, because they're really just jealous of me. It's really not him. All he's doing is going out there beating the guys that's put in front of him. So, is it really that we don't like Tank or we don't like Floyd?
Floyd, is Isaac a better opponent than Rolly, in your opinion?
I can't really say. You know, styles make fights. So we'll see how everything plays out Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very interesting fight Sunday. I just honestly believe this guy's one of the best lightweights also out there. He's no pushover. I had a chance to watch some clips, and normally I don't really watch, you know, go watch any highlights, and I had a chance to see this guy, and I think he's the guy that everybody's really sleeping on. So, but it's gonna be kind of a good test for Tank, and everything should be, you know, a great fight come Sunday. At least I think it's gonna be.
What did you see in Cruz that makes you think it's gonna be a good test for Tank?
If you're not, I just said it. I mean, I just said I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're listening, but I said I watched the highlights.
What did you see in those highlights that makes you believe that?
Oh, I can't. I'm not that. I mean, he just.
Can't tell you the secret.
I'm not gonna tell you what he do good and what he don't do good. Right. But at the end of the day, it's obvious I got the remedy, because I was up there and I said I faced guys like this before in the beginning of my career.
Floyd, this could be fight of the year potentially on Sunday. I know it's December 5th, but he could steal the show.
We don't really want this to be fight of the year, because we don't want our guys to really take no damage, no punishment. We're not with it. The name of the game is to hit and not get hit. And you're talking to one of the guys that was the master at it. So I don't believe in my guys taking punishment, you know, for everybody can go home and say, oh yeah, it was a great fight. When the boy career's over, he can barely walk and talk. That's not cool.
Floyd, what makes you can still avoid punishment by executing like a boxing master class, right? Is that something that the three of you want to see from?
Well, I haven't been to training camp, so I don't know what's going on. But these guys, I'm pretty sure, got them covered all around the board. They went out there and done what they had to do all throughout training camp, I'm pretty sure. And he's gonna be ready to come Sunday.
Hey, Floyd, you faced numerous Mexicans. You've defeated every top Mexican fighter you've had.
We don't really want to just say, because that seemed like that seemed a little racist, a little stereotyping.
No.
I faced people from all walks of life and beat them all.
Right.
Say that. That's better. Not just Mexican.
No, I get you, but
I beat everybody.
My question is, what makes the Mexican fighter that tough fighter that you face? And that Tank.
Marcos Maidana was tough. Yeah. He wasn't Mexican. Manny Pacquiao was a tough competitor. He wasn't Mexican. So it's not that. You know, a lot of times us fighters can make things rough on ourselves. So, you know, this was going on. If Tank is out there fighting, if they give Tank some advice and he go out there and he's doing what they're telling him, but it's not working, as a fighter, he has to come back and tell them, yo, this is not working. Where as a fighter just come back and a fighter don't say nothing. Whereas with me, I'm gonna come back and a lot of times I may not say nothing because I know my trainers got the microphones on. So when I come back, I don't say something a lot of times. I just go out there and do what I have to do with so much experience that I have, you know, over the years.
coming.
You've been around Tank for quite a number of years. Floyd, talk to us about the maturation process of Tank and how you've seen him grown over the years.
He still has a lot of growing to do, and eventually he will see. Your mind frame is not the same. When you're 16, you get your license. When you're 18, you're able to buy cigarettes and you're able to vote. And then you're 21, you're able to go to a nightclub and you're able to buy liquor at 21. So as you get older, you look at things in a total different way. I feel like not just with age comes wisdom, but also with a lot of experience comes wisdom. So in due time, he'll see just about different things in life, different individuals.
Floyd and Leonard, I want to ask both of you in particular, talk to us about the Sunday boxing model. A lot of folks tend to like it. This is the second fight that we've seen on a Sunday. Talk to us about that. Whose idea was that?
I'm not going to sit right here and take the credit for that. That was a team effort, I would like to say. Leonard, as well as Al, and some other individuals, we talked about it because Super Bowl is on a Sunday. A lot of award shows is on a Sunday. The NBA All-Star is on a Sunday. So we said, you know what? Let's roll the dice and do something different. Let's go on a Sunday. And a lot of people, are at home. A lot of times on Saturday, a lot of people in nightclub because most people that work at 9 to 5 want to enjoy the Friday and the Saturday. But Sunday, everybody's at home. You can sit down, and enjoy the festivities and enjoy the main event.
Talk about competing with the NFL on Sunday. So you guys are competing with the Chiefs, I believe.
Once again, we don't got to say that. We're never competing with anybody. When you in your own zone, you don't got to compete with nobody. I'm never compete with nobody. I never try to compete with nobody. For us, who was the best in the sport of boxing? I just went out there and did what I did.
Floyd, with a lot of upsets going on in boxing, just being on top of the game of boxing, how do you stay motivated?
Well, you have to give me an example. When you say a lot of upsets, name a lot of upsets.
Teofimo Lopez and Kambosos were the big upsets.
Name some more.
Anthony Joshua and Usyk.
That was not an upset.
Oh, it wasn't?
I mean, when you got two guys with so much experience, like I said before, you got guys with two guys. It's just that Anthony Joshua was on TV. And everybody's seen him. Usyk was a hell of a fighter, a gold medalist, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but he was behind the scenes. Two guys with a crazy amateur backgrounds, and one guy is not being seen, and another guy is being seen. Then we call it an upset. No, it's just that he was working behind the scenes, and another guy who was working in front of everybody. Then finally, they had to meet up, and then. Anthony Joshua came up short, but Anthony Joshua, I told him from the beginning. I was one of the first guys to come on record from the beginning. I told him he can come, and I can teach him some pointers. Because a lot of times, this is just my take. The same coach you had as an amateur doesn't always make him a great professional coach. Because some guys are great at amateur coaching, and some guys are great at professional coaching. And even like my dad, I feel like my dad was the best as a professional because he was teaching me when I was an amateur, he was teaching me like a professional. So, like I said, I'm going to always speak the real, whether somebody like it or not. I just feel like Anthony Joshua, they keep going to different coaches. Oh, this coach going to work with him. This coach going to work with him. I told him in the beginning when he was undefeated, you got some things you still got to tweak because if you don't, then you may come up short.
Floyd, speaking on the training situation, Teofimo Lopez just some people consider an upset. Kambosos beating him. Some people feel he might need a trainer change. His dad's been training him his entire career in his life. What do you make on speaking on the trainer subject in terms of that?
Well, I wish these young guys nothing but the best. These guys, sometimes these guys win a title, then it means the world to them, and you can't knock them. That's some fighters' goal. And he was undisputed champion, something that I never did. It's not like I couldn't have done it, but I didn't do it, and that was a hell of a goal in itself. So I'm not gonna sit right here and bash him or bash his dad. I wish him and his dad nothing but the best. Some people was telling me that he wanted to move up to 140. If that's the best for your fighter, then that's what you should do. But congratulations on being the former undisputed champion, because like I said before, now it's something that I did, nobody else has done also. You know, I had the WBC and the WBA at welterweight, and I had the WBC and the WBA and the WBO at junior middleweight. So I'm the first fighter to hold 5 titles at one particular time. Now I don't know if nobody has done that. Now we got I think we got Canelo right now, got 4. What, 3? I don't know what the number. I think he got 4. And then he's going up to cruiserweight. He's fighting a guy that's really not, you know, the guy a little up and down, but it is what it is. I mean, if it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's just what it is. He's going up. He's going up to cruise, and I'm not knocking him, but he's going up to cruiserweight. And that same guy he used to be at the Mayweather boxing gym. The guys was really getting the best of him in the Mayweather boxing gym. So if he's going up to quote unquote cruiserweight, I mean, we got a lot. Benavidez can go and beat that same guy. He can beat that same guy at 168. So he's not doing nothing, you know, like I said before. But when you are put in a certain position, he should be I mean, he's able to, like me. You know, when I was in a position, I can pick and choose who I want to, because I earned that right. But do I like this fight? Absolutely not. We want to see Benavidez. Let's make it happen.
Speaking of Canelo, he's showing a lot of support for Isaac Cruz. What do you think about that? Canelo's behind Isaac Cruz. What
I don't like is this, and I was going to talk to Tank about this. You can't be wearing Canelo gloves and he's rooting against you. You know, I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it. And then it's not like, I mean, some gloves, we can wear 1,000 different gloves. The results, it's always going to be the same, but I can't wear your gloves and you root against me.
Floyd, we just recently saw Canelo win undisputed at 168. As the only person that's defeated him, what have you seen of yourself in Canelo as of the last couple of years after he fought you?
Same fighter. It's the same fighter. It's crazy that it was like Canelo in his prime. He'd have been a different fighter. When I fought him, he was in his prime. If you go back and look at me, I was the best when I was in my 20s. When I fought Canelo, I was almost 40 years old. You know, and a lot of times they're gonna keep asking me about the Canelo fight, and I already know when they write about it, they're gonna make it seem like, you know, the headline, they're gonna make it seem extremely bad, seem like a beef. I mean, it seems like it's a beef. It's not a beef. I like Canelo. I mean, I like his work. But we're forgetting about Boost Ennis.
Drawn Ennis, yes.
Hell of a fighter. We don't talk about him. You know, Errol Spence go through some ups and downs throughout life, tragedies, and he still get through it all. And then the guy go out and Terrence Crawford, he go out there and do what he's supposed to do. Of course, he looked good, but we forget about these guys. We don't talk about Tank go out there and do what he got to do, and we forget about these guys. And I'm not going to forget about my people, fighters that don't get their credit. You know, I'm just going to stand behind my people through it all.
Floyd, you're talking about credit. You were talking to Mark Brelan on a FaceTime recently, and it seemed that you guys were both giving each other credit on. Just wanted to, I want to see if you can elaborate what that.
Mark Brelan.
Yes.
You know, he's a trainer that really don't say too much. One of the best amateurs ever. And 2-time world champion as a professional, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. You know, I'm a real student of the game, real student, and my dad always knew that I was gonna be a hell of a fighter because I was a student that can learn all 3 ways: hearing, seeing, and doing. Mark Brelan, hell of a trainer, a great guy. Remember, I was just up there talking about that. Up there, when the fighters win, they get all the credit. Yeah. Then when a fighter lose, the fighter say it was the trainer fault.
Floyd,
it is what it is.
Floyd, 1 week from tonight, you're going to get named the Fighter of the Decade 2010s at the Boxing Writers Dinner in New York.
Which I really should be getting Fighter of the last 2 decades, and you know that.
I'll put in the word. But what does that mean to you? I mean, obviously you just talked about being remembered. You have been remembered as one of the greats of all time. When you take that award, what are you going to think of? What are you going to think of what you've accomplished in your career?
For the Fighter of the Decade, I'm the Fighter of the last century, honestly. And it's the reason why I'm the best fighter of the last 100 years. The credentials show it. And I went out there and showed it. What's better than going out there, being world champion for what, 20 years? Box office, I got the record. Pay-per-view, I got the record. I ain't wonder. It's better to have 5 world titles than 4 at one particular time. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're gonna always have their opinion about me. I'm always be who I am. I'm always speak from the heart, and know that when I went out there, I gave it 100%. Whether I was 100% when I went in there or not, I always gave it 100%.
Well, you just got done talking about it. A lot of these guys, including yourself, had to scratch and claw for that recognition. The fact that you finally got it at the highest level, do you take a big measure of satisfaction with that?
The best thing about my career was the bronze medal. Best thing.
Because?
Made me work harder. I know I won, but I didn't want to leave no doubt. And you see, all throughout my career, they've been trying to cut my throat. I fight Canelo, what they call it, a majority decision.
Yeah.
I fight Canelo. Some judge had it a draw. I fight Oscar. Somebody had it a split. Come on, man. This is not good for the sport of boxing. And we talked about this. The scoring. Scoring in boxing is getting worse. I don't like it. And I went to the WBC convention because, whether I want to or not, you guys may say this, but I'm still a face of boxing. And I'm going to go up, I went there to speak up for all fighters. I didn't go just to speak for black fighters. I went there to speak for all fighters and have all fighters back and say, these guys need to be treated fair.
What's your recommendation? How important is it for you to stick up for fighters of all races? You seem to really frame that a lot in your conversation, that it's not just about a black or a white or a Mexican. You seem to care about boxing as a whole. Talk to us about that.
I mean, of course, because I have fighters from all walks of life. And you know what's so crazy that I laugh at every day? When sometimes they write these stories, they say, Mayweather Promotions, only fighter they got is Tank. If y'all think that, if y'all believe that, y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe. Meaning that a fighter can't say, I'm doing business with Al Heyman, but I'm not doing business with Floyd Mayweather. Or I'm doing business with Floyd Mayweather, and I'm not doing business with Al Heyman. That PBC could be Pretty Boys champion, but we don't really want to tell y'all that. But you know, it is what it is.
Why did you sign Gervonta Davis in the first place? What did you see in him, and how did you know back then that he would be where he is today?
He talked about this. He talked about the Adrian Broner story. Actually, when he came to the gym, and it was the day before Adrian Broner was fighting Sean Porter. Right after the weigh-in, we went over to the gym because he wanted to see Tank box Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney was in good shape. Tank wasn't in good shape, but they worked, and it was some crazy work. And just with him and Devin working, it was crazy, entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this kid. So I said, yo, I had somebody reach out. I think I had my assistant reach out to him on social media. And I think we met in New York. After that, I think the next day he was on a yacht with me in Miami. You know how I move around. So we made it happen.
Then Dubai.
Dubai, and then I think we was in Egypt. We could have been in Egypt. So we was in Egypt, we was in Dubai, but you know, I was already doing these worldwide trips a long time ago. I wanted to introduce him to it, letting him know the world is not the world is bigger than just the USA. The world is bigger than just being in Baltimore. Baltimore is a great place. So many beautiful, great people, but you got to go and let the world touch you. Get a chance to touch the surface all around the world.
It's hard to be famous. It's hard to sell pay-per-views. You've obviously done both. Tank is doing it. What's the secret?
He can do crazy numbers. It's going to be hard to break my record because you have so many people stealing. You know, so many people stealing.
Streaming, yeah.
Yeah, streaming. Well, it's still stealing. Because if they're not paying for it and they're getting it free, it's stealing. Let me see. Far as pay-per-view, I think I got the four top for pay-per-view. You know, I still got a sharp mind. I mean, I think they were saying that Floyd Mayweather is he's losing his memory. I think I was when I was in Mexico. It was some little fighter they was talking about. Who was he?
Cepeda? Was he top right?
There was a fighter talking about he sparred with me.
Cepeda.
Okay, well, my thing is this. I'm proud of him, you know, for his victory. But if you done something spectacular when you sparred me, I'm going to remember you. Now, I'm human. And one thing that we can't play with is memory loss. My grandmother died from it. My Uncle Roger died from it. My daddy's going through it. So I'm only human. So can I have a little memory loss? It's possible. But guess what? One thing I did do, I built generational wealth for my children and my family. So if I am going through that, they're going to make sure that I'm okay. And Muhammad Ali went through it. So we go through those type of things, you know. I've been hit with some big shots throughout my career. Not many as others, but it comes with the territory. And it's not like this guy came to the gym, was in training camp. I think I boxed this guy one time and didn't know I boxed him. I boxed him. I called so many fighters, you know, when I'm in it. I done work with so many fighters throughout my life. I mean, that's just what it is, but I'm not gonna remember a little guy. I don't even know what 140, 140 pounder that came and boxed me at 1 or 2 in the morning that I boxed 4 or 5 rounds. I'm not gonna remember him.
8 years ago.
Would you really fight Julio Cesar Chavez in the exhibition?
Well, you know, they asked me about that before. I take my hat off to Julio Cesar Chavez, a legendary champion. We seen what happened with him and Pernell Whitaker. You know, like I said before, with this scoring system, this been going on since a long time ago.
But Floyd,
you know, if I'm not mistaken, one of my easiest victories, that was Oscar. That was easy. He fought Oscar, right? Mm-hmm. So if he felt he fought Oscar, how old was he? How old was he?
He was like 37.
No, he wasn't 37 when he fought Oscar. He was a little bit younger. Well, do your homework. Look it up. Look it up. I need y'all to look it up right now. Tell me what was his age, and then tell me what was my age when I fought Canelo. Google. And then they said, they talk about these fighters. All these fighters gonna end up beating more world champions than Floyd Mayweather. You guys had 100 and some fights, 200 and some fights, 70, 80 fights. Y'all still beat more world champions than all y'all. Eventually, y'all will beat more world champions if y'all keep giving these guys these cupcakes. You know, y'all got this guy fighting that cruiserweight, even though, I mean, I want to see the cruiserweight guy do good.
I got the age. It's 36, and Oscar was 25.
And so how old was I when I fought Canelo? I think about 36, right? 36.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you see the difference. You know what I'm saying? So you see the difference.
By the way, how did it feel to have Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, Chavez Sr. all cheer for you in Mexico when you got the gold belt? That was an epic moment.
I'm a legend too. Me a legend too. You know, the legend, real gonna respect real, no matter how much they may trash talk. You know, they did it in their era. I did it in my era. And Sugar Ray Leonard to come on record and tell you this. I told you, I'm here. I'm one of the smartest. See, I work smarter, not harder, and I always talk about this. And we're going to continue to help these fighters grow and be the best that they can be. And what I'm not going to do is never let the media make us go against each other. We got to ride together and continue to work with each other and push our fighters to be great. And that's what I will do as long as I'm here.
Floyd, is there an opportunity that we can get you to work?
Isaac Cruz is the Pacquiao fighter. Pacquiao still in the mix.
I was going to let him finish.
Okay, go. We're going to work together. Boom. Where we at?
Isaac Cruz, Mexican, but he's from Pacquiao Promotion. What do you think of that, bro?
I think Pacquiao, he chose a hell of a fighter. Shit, we got so many fighters at PBC. I thought he was with PBC, but he's not. I see you over here with Sean, but I mean, we'll just see. Me and Pacquiao actually, then we're gonna play basketball in the Philippines. That's coming up soon. So
when is that?
I think January. So we're gonna play a little bit of basketball. Y'all already know what I got. So you know.
You taking a team out there, or you playing just one-on-one? What's out there?
I got a big enough jet to take a team out there. But we taking some guys out there. I think the rules is we got some former NBA players, a couple and1 players. So it's gonna be interesting.
He's running for president right now.
He could be bringing us over here to help him win.
Hopefully.
It's possible.
Would you campaign for him?
Do you co-sign his presidency, Floyd?
Absolutely. Yeah, even though they made us, it's really the media. Like the media can always paint a picture the way they want to paint a picture. You know, it's so crazy that I'm so proud of Tank as a fighter. I love him. I love his team. I want the best for him. But it's so crazy how y'all media always shit on him, talk bad about him, and it's so bad that they do this just because of me. Because of me. And I honestly feel like that's fucked up. Just that they do this to this kid. He go out there, he fight, he win, he do it in impressive fashion. You got guys like Oscar, and I'm gonna always set an example. They say, well, Floyd, you trash talk a lot. You was cocky, and you supposed to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who the fuck gonna believe in you? And I went out there day in and day out and proved that I was the best. And it's fucked up that they don't got Tank as one of the top guys, pound for pound. Now, you look, and then they can rate Canelo up there, and I just feel like Canelo is one of the guys. He's one of the top guys up there, but he's not the only guy. This is not cool. Even though Spence went through what he went through, and Crawford, because Crawford and Spence haven't fought one another, doesn't mean these guys should be rated up there. Every time they went out there, they done what they had to do. There's so many young fighters that's up and coming that we don't talk about. And I'll come on record and say, these guys, that kid in his booth, don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. I tell these fighters, don't. Hell of a fighter. And even Benavidez should be ranked in the top pound for pound. You know? But what we don't talk about is, you know, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we really don't know all the fighters he beat. And he was not, what he could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Do you think he was clean the night he fought you?
I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know. That's y'all. Just Canelo. Come on, man. That kid was a cakewalk. Kid, easy.
You named 5 fighters right there. What's your pound for pound list?
I mean, I ain't got to rate these guys pound for pound. I ain't got to rate. I don't got to rank. I'm just tired that, you know, a lot of times people send me these stories about, you know, what the media write about. And I mean, yeah, do racism go on within the sport of boxing? Absolutely.
Floyd, is there a chance that
No, I don't want to elaborate on that because y'all have me out here and making shit look bad for me. Y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all make it look bad for me because y'all don't make it look bad for me because I write my own checks. So I say what I want to say. I always speak from the heart.
Floyd, with Crawford leaving Top Rank, is there a possibility that you would work with Crawford and potential future fights?
I've been telling for the longest. Not like I've been trying to take him away from Top Rank. You know, if you just look, I'm saying just look at this. Love Terrence Crawford. Right after the fight, you know, I called him to congratulate him. And y'all look at Tank. They're like, oh, look what I was able to do with him. I didn't do it by myself. Look what we were able to do together, I should say. You know what I'm saying? With them, with the help of them and his team, we worked together. So I think the Staples Center, what, is 18,000? So even if we do 15,000, that's some hell of a numbers. And Tank is a huge name in the sport of boxing. And it wasn't all from me. I was able to help position him, me, Al, Leonard, all of us together. His team that works with him on a daily basis, we work together. We had a game plan. You always gotta have a game plan. And then a lot of times, the media, y'all be like, well, what's the game plan? When he go out there, what's the game plan? I'm not gonna tell y'all the fucking game plan. So the kid, so what, an opponent can go home and say, oh, that's the game plan, well, I'm gonna do something different. So what I used to do is always give y'all a bullshit game plan. Tell y'all what I want to tell y'all. We never gonna tell y'all the game plan. The game plan is to tune in.
Yeah. Floyd, one of the big things when I was growing up watching is that you took B side to get to the A side, and it seems a lot of fighters.
No, don't do that.
Well, I'll let you finish.
Don't do that. Technically, they may put a fighter on the A side.
Right.
You always knew I was the A side for real.
Of course, but you played the politics and allowed.
And just like, you know, throughout, I know eventually we're gonna do a huge documentary about my career, about my life, and I'm gonna go through all the ups and downs of my career, you know, and what happened, you know, throughout my career. You know, the ups and downs, but what happened throughout my career.
I just remember the Turogati fight specifically.
Yeah, that's one that racism plays a major role.
And
absolutely.
And you took the steps, you know, to get to the position that a lot of fighters may not do what you did. Do you feel that's the case?
Yeah, money got taken away from me for that fight. Yeah, a lot of things happened, but I don't care. I'm the best. You can't stop me. You know, what's meant to be is meant to be.
Did that play?
Remember, all these fighters when they faced me, they was talented. I'm God gifted. That's the difference.
Did that play a part in you taking Arturo Gatti apart the way that you did? Did you come in a little angry or touched?
Never angry. Always keep your composure. Always keep your cool. I was on a mission, and when I'm on a mission, I mean, you could feel like you're the best, but when you face me tonight, you're gonna come up short.
What's the key to growing Gervonta's career from this point forward? I mean, he's got these multiple pay-per-views in a row. Maybe he's not the talker that you were, but the talent is so supreme that it seems like there's incredible upside.
We can work on that. We can work on that. A lot of fighters, may not be able to give it to you the way Floyd Mayweather or Ali gave it to you. But he's so much talent, so much excitement. Don't worry, I'll be his voice. I'll talk the shit. He just go out there, and when I talk the shit, he got to cover it. And we talking about the betting. The betting. I'm just gonna say one thing about his opponent. He don't got no jab.
Shh, be quiet, man.
Just something to let y'all know.
Are you throwing us off? Or are you throwing us off like you said? Like, or are you giving this, you know?
If you throw all hooks, I gotta make you throw a jab.
What do you miss the most from fighting? Is the preparation? Is it fight night?
No, I don't miss nothing about fighting. You know, I was just at my high rise across the street, and then I got a call. I'm like, oh I'm like, y'all never told me what the press conference was. I never got the schedule throughout the whole week. They never give me the schedule. So if I'm late, please forgive me. They never gave me the fight schedule, so I had to hurry up and rush over here. But what you said, what I miss about the fight game? Nothing. Nothing. You know, if I want to go pick up, it's nothing. As far as if I want to go pick up some backpack money, if I want to go pick up 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, I can go do an exhibition. It's not even on my record. You know, a lot of times people talking about, oh, that Jake Paul. Man, listen, it wasn't a real fight. All I was doing just every once in a while go to the gym, sit-ups, hit the heavy bag, then go home. I'm like, this kid is, but you know, after the fight I said, I give him more credit. I take my hat off to him because I said, you know, with his background in wrestling, this is what I meant. His background in wrestling was unbelievable because the whole night, all he did was wrestle me. So I said, you know, they said he was a top-level wrestler. I said, I can tell.
Floyd, take me back to teenage Floyd, being in a hotel, boxing Frankie Randall, eating Doritos, and just kind of listening to the radio and being focused. Take me back to those days. How hungry were you?
You just said I was eating Doritos, so I probably went home. This is exactly what happened. If I tell you that, if I give y'all the whole breakdown on the story, then you guys don't need to watch my documentary, because I don't know if it's gonna be on Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and I'm giving y'all shots out these different places. So y'all gotta give me that check. But Frankie Randall, may rest in peace, great guy. I was able to stay at his house. I'm a little different from, you know, the young fighters now. And the young fighters want to, you know, everything is the internet. My thing, you know, I had a fan base before the internet. I mean, before social media. I don't want to say before the internet, but before social media. And my focus really was just to fight everybody. That's what I wanted to do. I'm saying, as an amateur, I fought everybody, every country you could name. I think I wanted to fight. One of my goals was to fight Cuba. And what better place to fight Cuba at than the Olympics? And that was my gold medal to me. Because Cuba got so much unbelievable talent and so many unbelievable fighters. And all throughout the amateur ranks, you know, all throughout while I was fighting as amateur, they're like, Cuba. They're the best fighters. I watch them, I'm like, yeah, they good, but they're not better than Floyd Mayweather, but they some good fighters. And then I had a chance to, you know, to face the Cuban, I think, in the quarterfinals. Right? They're quarterfinals. Right. And
beat them by 1 point.
Come on
what
now.
They said. That's
come
what
on
they
now.
Said.
I've been getting treated unfair my whole life. I had to fight for everything that I wanted.
How do you think that uneven treatment made you so hard? Did that make you hard? Did that tighten up your shell?
No, it really made me say, no, I don't really give a fuck. Like fuck everybody. They're not gonna really, they don't care about you no way. When you fighting and you get to fighting, you winning, they loving you, they like you, and then soon as they got, it don't have to be a loss. As far as taking a loss, not having your hand raised, you could take a loss. As far as like when Tank, he didn't make the weight. Oh, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. So that comes with boxing. Yeah. That comes with the territory. Who's gonna
Tank?
Tank. He coming.